Alright, hey guys, welcome to another exciting edition of Modern Artisan. So today is about this wine rack that we made. It's a really simple deal, just kind of sandwiched Baltic Bertch plywood and then walnut on the end. So stick along, you'll see how we did it, but it works and everything. So here we go. Okay, here we go. I don't have the luxury of seeing what you just saw, which would be the finished product. I wish I could see that. I'm about to draw it out here. I've got a 1/4-inch piece of plywood that I'm gonna make a template out of in case I ever wanna make this thing again, in case we get lucky and it's something cool. So we'll make a template on that. So this will be a really good episode. It's a really simple project, but a really good episode on just using a template and a bit to follow that template, router bit. So I've got a piece of 4/4 walnut that after we plane it will be a 3/4 piece. And then I've got a piece of this Baltic Bertch laminate with that cool funky striped edge. And so we're gonna kind of make this sandwiched wine rack detail. Super simple. Basically, I just got to draw this thing out and cut a bunch of pieces and glue them together. I forgot to mention here, these are sitting here. I have a roll of tape and my World's Best Boss Dunder Mifflin mug. These are sitting here because they are a good radius for a wine bottle. And so I'm going to use these helping my drawing. This is about good for a normal size, I calculate. And then I pulled enough tape off of this one to be good for a little larger size bottle of wine. So I got my kind of tools here for drawing, and we're gonna try and draw this out before we cut it. That wasn't my best work on the bandsaw, but we'll clean it up. And I don't know, looks like something. We'll see.
The next day.
So I think what I'm gonna do with this is, if I can get the camera right, I think use the bandsaw and cut out a lot of the meat of all those boards with the bandsaw. And then that'll just use my router, my flush trim bit to just clean up the edges. I think with as small as these pieces are, I just don't want chunks to get kicked out, and I think if I make easier work for the router, I think it'll be a nicer finish. So I'll try and take out, all but an eighth or a quarter or something at the most, and then we'll we'll clean it up with router bit. And so the type of bit we're using is I call it a flush trim bit, template bit, whatever you want to call it, but it has a roller that is the same diameter as the cut, and so that roller will roll along the template and it'll duplicate whatever we're cutting. It has the ability to cut out, I mean, this is a big boy here, so it can easily cut out that 3/4, but I just think it'll work better if I don't do it that way. I've done it that way, but so yeah, I'm gonna spend some more time on the bandsaw, and then hopefully that'll make my router work a lot easier.
An hour later.
You ever think to yourself, when you're in the middle of cutting out like all these templates that are a pain in the butt for a wine rack, you think like, I didn't really drink much wine. And who am I talking to on this camera? What am I even doing with my life? If you ever have those thoughts, we should start a support group. All right, well, that wasn't great. The birch plywood's going good so far, but I was just routering this one and broke that piece off. I don't know, the walnut's just a little too brittle for that. So I'm gonna try and fix that. The first piece was okay, and it's just this one. So if I can fix this one piece good enough to finish it off, then it's probably salvageable. I don't like the idea of not having walnut on the two ends. So we might have to change our design, but I hope not. Stay tuned. All right, I've got it glued and clamped, so we'll see what happens with that. That's terrible camera work, I'm sorry. That's just ridiculous. Let me flip the camera around, I'll show it to you. So if this works out, I'm just gonna spend the rest of my life telling people about the merits of wood glue. It's actually supposed to be stronger than the wood itself, so this will be a test. Anyways, okay, so here's my thoughts on this thing. Like a lot of things I do, this would be a great job for a CNC machine. Someday I'm gonna have a CNC and life will be great. But it's kind of fun to learn this way too. But so the walnut's very brittle. I've got these pieces stacked, and then my piece that's glued is over there. And so we'll see if we can salvage that or make another one or change the design. All in all, like the birch plywood cut out very good. I got better at it as I went. There's if you linger even for a second or a fraction of a second, you know, it makes burn marks that are really hard to clean up and sand out. So you got to keep moving. If I do another one, I'll be a little bit better at that. I know that, but it's an intricate design, so it's hard to just race through it. All in all, fine. It needs a good cleanup, good sanding, and then the ends, the walnut pieces, the bread and the sandwich, if you will, I was going to router that, and that'll be a kind of a battle too to put a radius on that because it's so small and delicate. So once I do that, get that cleaned up, it'll be easy. Then you glue it together, and the assembly is like gravy. So we'll see if we can get it to that point.
Six and a half hours later. One eternity later. Next morning.
Alright guys, thanks for watching, I appreciate it. As always, subscribe so you can see some cool stuff we got coming out. I will see you then.
Bye.